Hey friends, it is Kate here. Thank you so much for jumping on my channel and joining me for a class today. I've got a 20-minute beginner Pilates class just for you. Now this one we are going to be using our handy dandy foam roller. Now a lot of us probably have one of these at home lying around somewhere and we're not quite sure what to do with it. So grab that foam roller, roll out your mat, give me a like, subscribe, let me know what you think in the comments below, and let's get started. We'll begin lying on our foam roller with it underneath our shoulder blades. Now this can be kind of a funky spot to get into, and in fact sometimes if you've got a slippery shirt on you might accidentally let it kind of slide out from underneath you. Know that if that happens to you, that's happened to me countless times, and just give yourself a little laugh. But we want it underneath our shoulder blades. The way that I know that it's there is if I take my arms and I kind of punch them up, I feel my shoulder blades kind of wing or poke into the foam roller. Once I found that position, I want you to clasp your hands behind your back and open your elbows wide. Now, let's just do a few little pelvic tips. You're kind of moving through our low body. You could even rock and roll a little side to side. But ultimately, we're going to be imprinting the spine. Now, a nice way to think about this when we're in this position is if you took your hands in a little triangle and brought the tips of your fingers to the front of your pubic bone and the heels of your hands to your hip bones in that little triangle. If we're neutral, then those three spots will be even with one another. But if we're imprinting, our pubic bone is going to be lightly tipping up. So that triangle went from flat to lightly upwards. And when I do that, I immediately feel all of my abdominal muscles kind of tone together to pull towards one another. It's that cinched waist feeling. And then I'm lifting up and away from the foam roller behind me. It's just there as a little extra support for us. From here, keeping that feeling of ribs drawing in towards one another, all I want us to do is take a big inhale, and then exhale, let that all go and enjoy this great big stretch right here. You can let your ribs splay, you can let your hips do whatever. It is one of the few times in a Pilates class where I give you that leeway. This should feel lovely. This should feel nice and open through the front of your body. This is one of my favorite things to do when I've been at my computer, at my desk a little bit too long and just feeling hunched over. Great way to end your day if you're someone that works at a desk quite frequently. Take a big inhale. Now, as you exhale, tone the stomach, start to tip your pelvis up. It's like we're rocking that pubic bone up again, and then curl yourself up to that lovely starting spot again. And let's just move through that position there a couple of times, getting a nice big stretch, getting a nice start to our abdominal work. This can be as big or small, as fast or slow as whatever works for you. And you may feel that foam roller kind of travel up and down your shoulder blades, up towards the top of the shoulders a little bit as you tip back. As long as it's feeling good in your body, that's fine. Now eventually we're going to come up and stay. And if you need to readjust whatsoever, if it kind of moved behind you, that's okay. You just find that right spot for you. Press into your heels without lifting your toes. Tone that stomach and think of folding from your sternum. We're in a great big deep C curve. Now, if you're new to Pilates, if C curve is not something that you know, for me, I imagine that I am Glenda the Good Witch inside my great big pink bubble. And I got lazy and I wanted to sit down. The entire back of my spine would be touching that bubble. Now from here, tone your waist ever so slightly more and see if you can release one or both hands. If that foam roller slipped out from underneath you, not the end of the world, go grab it, but keep pressing down into your feet. Think of pressing down into the back of your pelvis and then lifting up and away from the foam roller. From here, all I want us to do are 5 great big circles of our arms. We're going to circle around for 5, 4, 3, 2, last one, and hold right there. Now we'll circle in the opposite direction, and I want you to imagine that there are magnets attached to your fingers and they are being drawn towards the wall away from you, while at the same time you're pressing the back of your body down, down, down to the mat. Let's reverse our circles. 5, 4, 3, 2, last one. Hold it right there. Flip your palms so they're facing towards your legs and put a little bend in your elbows. Now we don't want to let our little elbows, our little chicken wings fall to the ground. We want to keep them upright. Tone that stomach more. Broaden through the chest. Nod the head. Smile. It feels so good. Inhale, slide your arms apart. They might not go as far as mine. That's okay. Exhale, pull them back together. Inhale, open those little elbows wide. Exhale, tone, curl them back together. 3 more. Inhale away. Exhale, cinch that waist, curl, pull them back. Can you keep pressing down into your heels without lifting the toes so we turn on the back of our thighs? Can you keep your face soft or even with a great big smile on your face? Last one. Inhale, open. Exhale, close, hold. Float the hands up behind your head again. Lace your fingertips together. Open your elbows wide. Release yourself back. If you want to move and groove around, you go right ahead. Take a big inhale. Tone the belly, curl, lift yourself back up to that starting spot. Now something a little different. We're going to keep our head, our chest basically in the same spot, but I'm going to have you press down so much into your hips, onto your heels, that your hips gradually lift up. We're lifting up just a little bit. Inhale, lower down. Exhale, press into the heels, no toes lift. Lift the hips. Inhale, lower down. Press down to lift up, keep you that curling feeling, lower right back down. 2 more, lift up, curl right back down. Last one, will lift and stay. Now from here, I want you to lift your hips up just a hint higher and begin to elongate your spine. Now do you see, I'm not allowing my head just to fall back to any old spot. My spine, my body should be in all one piece. Now my hips might be a little bit lower. I probably could lift them up just a little bit. I am not perfect, of course, but you want to think of a long line from your knees to your hips, to your shoulders, and then out the top of your head. Take a big inhale. As you exhale, curl the head and chest up and slowly drop your hips back down to the earth. Press down to lift up. Hips come to that starting spot, and then unfold the rest of your body, finding that kind of lifted bridge. And then exhale, curl, lift the head, the chest, keep space between chin and chest. Drop the hips down. Press down to lift up. Slowly, it's like we're unfolding our body, unraveling our spine, opening everything out. Tone the belly as you curl up and lower right back down. Beautiful job. One more right here. Press down to lift up. Unfold the body, and let's hold for a moment. Open those elbows wide. Kiss the shoulder blades together. Even though we're here, imagine that my fingers are holding onto your ears and you are being pulled away from your waist while your knees are reaching toward the opposite direction. Take one more big breath. Exhale, curl, lift up, lower everything down. We're coming back into that C curve. So if you feel like you're dumping everything forward or sticking that tummy out, tone the belly. Tip the pelvis. Remember, our little pubic bone should be lightly above our hip bones. Reach your fingertips away. If you need one or both hands behind your head here, that's okay, but reach those fingers away. Broaden your shoulders. Press deep into your left foot. Take a big inhale. As you exhale, float your right foot up. Inhale, touch the toe back down to the ground. Exhale, float it up. Inhale, touch it down to the ground. Exhale, lift it up. Let's do 3 more here. And remember, when we do these small little leg lifts, it's your entire leg lifting. You're not can-can dancing. We're not flopping from our knee, but my abdominal muscles turn and squeeze so much that my whole leg must lift, and then it comes right back down. Last one, lift it up, stay. Toe can be pointed, flex, soft, whatever works for you. Reach those fingertips long again, and let's do our arm circles once more. 5 in both directions. Slow and steady wins the race, my friends. Around for 5, 4, 3, 2, last one. Hold, reach long, tone the belly again. 5, 4, 3, 2, last one. Hands down, take a breath. Set that foot on the ground, stamp it into the floor. Feel your hips so even and steady. Big inhale. Exhale, float your left leg up. Same thing here. Remember, a hand or two can, of course, come behind the head if we're feeling any tension in our neck. But what I want us to focus on is inhale, toe down, exhale, whole leg lifts. Inhale, toe down, exhale, whole leg lifts. Now, do you see that my foam roller began to roll out from underneath me? That's going to happen sometimes. Our props don't always want to do what we want them to. That's what makes it challenging. So if it started to kind of squeak away from you, pull it right back in. Last one, lift that toe up, stay. Stamp down into your right leg. Make sure your right knee is pointing straight up to the sky. Your left knee is trying to draw in towards your body. You're keeping that lovely C curve there. And it's time for our circles around 5, 4, 3, 2, last one, and pause. Reach long, tone the tummy, reverse. 5, 4, 3, 2, last one. Down, set the foot down. Hands behind the head. Don't run into your plants if you've got them nearby like I did. Tip back. Find that great big stretch through the back and front of your body. Give yourself a little wiggle. Now, once more, curl roll yourself up, press down into your heels, slowly lift the pelvis, and find that modification of our bridge pose here. Tone that stomach, stamp down into the heels, turn on the spot where your thigh and your glute connect, and lift up just a hint higher. Take one more big, deep inhale. Slowly roll all the way down, curl yourself up. Beautiful. Now from here, we are going to come up to a seat and lie on our side. That foam roller is going to be a little tactile tool while we're doing some side lying work. I don't know about you, but many a times I am doing side lying work and I begin to notice that I'm lounging off to the side just like I'm watching TV. But that's not what we're doing. We're doing our Pilates. So my lovely foam roller is going to be an extra kind of sensory tool to know that our side belly, our oblique, is working the entire time and we're not just lounging on the floor. So press down into your entire side arm. Find space from elbow to shoulder, shoulder to opposite shoulder. Now your left hand can be on your left hip, or it could be down on your on the mat, or you could even hold on to the foam roller, really whatever works best for you. But from there, make sure your shoulders, hips, and heels are all in line with one another. Think of pulling up and away from that foam roller. We don't want to lounge on it. We're using it to remind us to keep my side belly active here. Take a great big inhale. Exhale, tone the belly. Another big inhale. Exhale, squeeze your thigh butt, that spot where your thigh and your glute connect. And then imagine you've got a great big belt or a rubber band or the tightest pencil skirt on around your thighs, and you're going to pull them apart and then bring them back together. You're going to rotate open and away. Bring them back together. 3 more. Inhale, open. Exhale, tone the belly. Squeeze them together. 2 more. Inhale, open. Exhale, squeeze them back together. Last one. Inhale, open. Squeeze them back together and stay. Now actively flex both of your feet. Pull away from that foam roller, and this time, instead of just opening your knee, you're going to pull your pencil skirt or your rubber band completely apart, lifting your entire leg. Exhale, back together. Inhale, tone and lift. Exhale, back together. Pull away from the foam roller as you lower down. 3 more. Inhale, lift. Exhale, bring it down. Inhale, lift. Exhale, bring it down. Last one. Inhale, lift, stay. Keep the shape. keep the bend in your knee exactly the same. All I want us to do from here is take a big inhale. Exhale, hinge from the hips. Pull your knee straight in front of your hip. Inhale, let it return. Exhale, pull it up. Inhale, let it return. Now, do you feel like you're lounging on your foam roller, like you're just giving into it? We want to keep pulling that side belly up and away. 2 more. Last one. Lift it right there and stay. Is your ankle kind of drooping? We want it in line with our knee, in line with that hip. Pull up and away, tone the stomach. It's like a tight belt is around the small of your waist. And then from here, we'll reverse our breath. You're going to inhale, lower your entire shin down. Exhale, lift the entire shin. Inhale, my thigh lowers. Exhale, my thigh lifts. 3 more. Inhale, down. Exhale, lift. 2 more. Inhale, down. Exhale, lift. Last one, down. Exhale, lift. Take a big breath. Bring your knee back to its starting space. Lower it down. Give yourself a little wiggle, and we'll swivel to our second side. Now, just as we did on the first side, it's not about using that foam roller to let yourself relax, but instead pulling up and away from it. It's there to give me some extra awareness, a little more attention to that side belly. Our oblique does so much for us, but if we're not activating it, how can it possibly help us out with our posture, with our stomach? Press down into your arm. Find all of that lovely space. Hand to our hip. Remember, heels, hips, shoulders, and head all in line. If you're staring down at your knees the entire time here, remember, your neck is no longer in alignment with the rest of your spine. And hey, our cervical spine is part of our back. We want to have the most beautiful posture around, right? So squeeze those inner thighs together. Tone your belly. Take a great big inhale. Exhale, cinch that spot where your thigh and your glute connect, your little thud. Now again, inhale, you'll rotate open. Exhale, tone the belly, pull away from the foam roller as you close. Inhale, rotate the leg open. Exhale, close. Keep going at your own pace. And remember, you don't have to look exactly like me. If your knee doesn't open up as much, just because we don't have as much natural turnout, that's all right. It's not about a perfect pose. It's not about looking like me. It's finding what feels good for you. Last one, exhale, close. Now this time again, actively flex your feet. Pull that side belly away from your foam roller. Tone, take a big inhale. Exhale, squeeze the spot where your thigh and your glute connect. And then same thing. Inhale, lift the entire leg. Your shin, your heel should be at the same spot that your knee is. Exhale, bring it back together. Inhale, you're pulling your rubber band, your pencil skirt away. Pull it back in. Inhale, lift. Exhale, close. Inhale, lift. Exhale, close. Now, I just moved my shoulder lightly back. I was beginning to cave in just a little myself. You make sure there's still that big, beautiful space all through the front of our body, even though our low body is working so hard. Last one, lift up, stay. Now remember, the bend in your knee doesn't move at all. This is your thigh that is pulling the leg up. Draw it right back down. Every time I pull it up, I tone those low belly muscles just a little bit more. I cinch my waist. Exhale, pull it up. Inhale, return. Exhale, pull it up. Inhale, return. 2 more. Exhale, pull it up. Inhale, return. Now this time, pull it up, stay. And we're going to inhale, drop the entire leg, the entire shin, and then exhale, lift. Inhale, the whole leg goes down. Exhale, the whole leg comes up. 3 more. Inhale, the whole leg goes down. Exhale, it comes up. Have you let your shoulders kind of cave in? Have you forgotten about pulling away from our foam roller? You keep that feeling the entire time. Let's do 2 more. Down. Exhale up. Inhale, down. Exhale up. Stay. Belly button in. Take a breath. Bring the leg back to its starting spot, lower it down, wiggle, wiggle, wiggle all you want to. After all that work, we deserve just a little break. We're gonna turn around. My mic is falling off my body. And lie on the foam roller with it underneath the back of your head. Now, again, just like we started off and I said that was one of my favorite ways to either end my day or to come away from my, my computer if I've been there kind of hunched over for a while. This is something that can be really nice too. You get a little bit of lengthening through the back of your body. I'm very lightly pressing into my heels. I'm very lightly finding length through my spine that's connected to the mat, and I'm just letting my head be heavy on that foam roller. And the very back of your skull, the very bottom part of your little head is resting on the foam roller. Hands can kind of be wherever feels best. And my chin is kind of tucking down into my chest a little bit, a lot more than what I would usually say. But this can be a nice place, especially if you happen to put a lot of tension in your neck when you're doing Pilates. This is one of my favorite ways to soften, to give your neck a little love. And then you can stay here, or you could even lightly point your nose to one direction and then the other. Very small, nothing big, just a very gentle kind of sway of your head, no side to side. I will admit to you that this is a place that oftentimes if I've been using my foam roller and I get here, I think to myself, ooh, I'm going to stay forever, because that just feels so nice through my cervical spine. So stay as long as you want to, but eventually when you're ready, we will come up to a seat. And of course, give yourself a pat on the back. Know that you've done wonders for your body and feel so proud of yourself. I certainly hope you enjoyed class, and I can't wait to see you again.